Welcome to another episode of the Wood Couture Podcast, recording live here at the Sofitel the Obelisk in Dubai, a newly opened hotel and wonderful surroundings. We are in the company of the one and only Marie Soliman-Berglund. She's not married. So, founder and creative director of Bergman Design House, which is more a powerhouse, and we'll hear everything from Marie about the luxury boutique studios. Welcome to the show, Marie.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
We're very excited. I'm very well, but we're very excited to hear all about Bergman Design House, which now encompasses quite a few things.
Yes.
But before we go into that, I want to start from a quote, actually, that in one of your recent podcasts, the presenter introduced you as the girl that came from the banks of the River Nile to the banks of the River Thames.
Yeah, I need to be next to water, I guess.
Tell us a bit about the journey.
Okay, so I'm born and raised in Egypt. I live in Cairo. I used to live in Cairo, the Mad City. I do personally believe if you live in Cairo, you could live anywhere. You have different people, different things going around. It's busy, it's mad, but it has a charm. I moved to Britain in 2010, and then it became home, or what I call home. So that was the journey. All my life, since 2002, I've been designing mainly hotels, and with hotels comes the F&B, the wellness, the lounges, the bedrooms and the mock-up rooms, suites. So you really touch base on everything, and that continued as well when I came to Britain. I worked for really lovely few companies as a consultant. Start with Chapman Taylor, which is architect. I used to work with them, and then after Chapman Taylor, I was in Hirsch Bednar. After Hirsch Bednar, it was time to launch our studio, and we launched back then 5 years ago Bergman Interiors, and now we rebranded to Bergman Design House. But that is a whole story that I will tell you about.
At what point in life, or what sparkled your desire to go in interior architecture?
I think since I was a child, really. I remember the first ever job I had. I was 10, and I used to do paintings and designing like wood sculptures. And then I remember one of my dad's friends said like, "Oh, I love this piece." When he came and visited, I said like, "I will sell it for you for £10." And he bought it, and that was the first job ever. And I knew since ever that I'm not math smart. I'm not smart actually, full stop. I think I'm creative, and that's fine. And then I started just to be more in love creating things with my own hand, paintings, sculptures, forms. I love forms. I love actually touching things and understand the form of things. And that was it. That was the beginning, and never stopped.
But I would say you are an artist above all. Let's be clear. I know that you have your passion for art, paintings, and as you say, asymmetrical shapes, which is the kind of Japanese philosophy.
Yes.
Wabi-sabi, I think was it
Wabi-sabi,
called?
yeah.
And during this journey, who you consider your mentor, the one that inspired you and pushed you to go the extra mile?
Many people. When I was young, it was my dad. My mom is a banker, so she's extremely smart, which I'm not. My dad is an engineer, but he had passion for creativity and creating things. So every Friday, which was the weekend back in Egypt, we sit and we do sculptures together, and we get our hand dirty. And I think that just made me who I am today. There is nothing off limit. I don't get scared of shapes, neither colors. I like layering, and I'm not as well afraid of just smash what I just created to even get it in a better shape. Like, I don't get scared of that chaos or the organized chaos in the process. I actually love it. And I think that really truly helped understanding of process, time, because I'm not patient. So as well, when you do art, you have to be patient. So that was one thing. And then through my life, I started to have mentors in uni. And then after uni with people I worked with in Chapman Taylor and Hirsch Bednar, I cannot deny the amount of inspiration that they've given me.
You quote many times, and it's also in your profile, that art and design is a reflection of the spirit.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about that.
Okay, so I think because there are many interior architects and many designers and architects, but ask yourself, why are you doing it? Is it because of the money? Is it because of the passion? Do you do cookie cutter? What is your style? I don't have a style. Every project in our portfolio is different, and I think that becomes the thing we do because of my background of art. I love colors, I love textures, and I feel if you have this cookie cutter, almost safe approach to hotels, you will do more money, you will become more rich because it's easier. But if you're an artist creating a hotel, you don't care really about the money. The money will come anyway, but then you have to create something that truly stands out. And when you believe in it, your client believes in it, and people loves it, and everyone keeps tagging us in the project, even, of course, we don't ask them. So I think it's reflection of the spirit. You have to be joyful, you have to be whimsical, you have to be up for, up for something new and push some boundaries with the client. Personally, I don't feel hotels are becoming more about the luxury as we knew it, like, put expensive antique mirrors or a big chandelier, or I think it's more. People want that almost brave decisions. They want to see something like a surprise. What is she doing next? And I think that what makes me happy and keep designing, I guess.
You mentioned luxury
Yeah.
a few times. What is the Marie Soliman definition of luxury design?
Many things. Luxury doesn't have to be expensive at all.
Interesting.
At all. It doesn't have to be expensive. I think this is a myth. Luxury has to be many things. First of all, how do you feel in the space? Do you love yourself in the space? When you look at the mirror in that bathroom or powder room or sitting in a bar having a drink and there's a reflection, do you like yourself? Did you take a memory with you? How did you spend your time inside? If you come out of every space you visited with a memory, that is luxury. If you felt good and sexy when you were in the space, that is luxury. It doesn't matter how much did the client spend. It matters how you felt as a client in the space. For me, that is luxury.
It's fascinating, and I'm jumping a bit because I've got so many questions to ask you that and I'm very curious because you guys set up the studio, defined as a luxury boutique studio, London based, and you have a beautiful office as well. And what is interesting is that from 2017, right?
End of 2016.
End of 16, yeah. And in a space of 5 years, you guys have taken the industry by storm. I went through your profile and I couldn't count how many awards you won, including the 2020 Frame Award, Best Interior Designer of the Year.
Yeah.
I'll be your husband again, Interior Designer of the Year. So massive. Now, I'm curious to know, how do you manage your studio? How you manage the people working with you to winning so many awards?
Yeah, I think you start with 6 shots of coffee followed by green tea. I think that is the start of the day. It's so true, though. No, kidding, but it's partially true. Yes, you are right. We started 5 years ago, and when we started, it was never ever was the start like, we will find a residence in Notting Hill to design or a boutique hotel. This is not how we did it. We went, we're here, and that was it. We were pitching against all the big names in UK, in New York, in Berlin, and we were against them, and we won the job. We went to every single pitch, and the project is ours. This is the approach we went in the pitch, like was a full concept. That project is ours. And I personally claim when you almost say to you, we are successful, we're gonna win, this is how you make your studio or how you position your studio. I think positioning any business is as important as creativity. Of course, in 2016, we thought, we're creative, we're passionate, of course we will succeed. What we didn't know back then, that the business has many aspects, such as business, new business development, finance, HR, marketing, social media, many things, but that you learn. You swim, and that's it, full stop. There is no plan B. Working day and night, sometimes it gets intense, but again, this is where you position yourself. When you go on our website, sometimes I feel, oh, it's been 10 years. It's not. It's been as young as 5 years, but very successful, very engaging. We love the people. We get amazing messages that drives us every morning. People around social media, they would see us in the street or any event and they say hi, and I feel like they know me, and I feel, oh, how do I know you? And she's like, oh, I've been following you, or. And I think that was the joy of having our own business and how we started and how we positioned Bergman.
Obviously, you and your husband, you're both very creative, two artists, and running such a successful business, an award-winning business. It's very important to highlight that. Yeah. It's not just a business, it's an award-winning business, which is, add on the pressure. Have you ever felt that, having such a successful business, it may take away your time from actually concentrating in designing, creating, rather than doing the usual business things?
Oh, that is such an important question. Yes, it is tricky, and you have to be as well aware as now as a business owner that there will be time where you have to almost balance. When do you need to design, and when do you need to have this meeting next? When do you need to be very strong on your social media? When to be almost having a digital print? That is very important. However, every project in the office, either Albin is leading it or I'm leading it. I am not the designer that sits in a fancy room in my office and everyone has to take an appointment to come and meet me. I'm sitting with my team next to them, and we talk all day, asking each other questions. Everyone jump on the mood boards and the materials. We engage the client, we send them videos. They love it. The process, it's like cooking. You know how exciting when you cook something amazing? That is design. So my priority is always to be creative. That is my job. I do it for the love. Business is very important, but you have to put hours in the day to reply your email. So I reply my emails between 10 to 11 and between 4 to 5. So twice per day. So I'm 100% sure I cover my point. And then you have to organize your meetings, but never ever make the business run you, because then you lose the creativity. You leave all the projects to be in hand of others, which is absolutely with trust, but as well they work with you. They see you as a leader. You cannot be a manager. You have to be a leader, and you have to design, and you have to show them, and you encourage them to sketch. So I love the process, and I think it's the balance between having business and being creative.
Obviously, you have a very talented team. I saw some of your design.
They are the best.
Wow, there is nothing in every job that is similar to another. It's so unique, and the attention to detail is to the nano millimeters, I would say, very detailed. How do you recruit new members of staff? What you looking at somebody, and what do they need to have to fit within the Bergman Design House?
To be fun, to have a bit of madness, to not be scared to break some rules, and just love what they do. Because if you have those elements in your personality, this is where you will push a new idea. This is, if I say even I don't like it, that other person or the senior designer will say like, oh, but I like it because this and this and this. And then if she sells the idea to me and I love it, I'm 100% sure the client would love it. So you have to stand out. Like some of the companies, you might see that it has only one designers or one president or, and everyone has to fulfill the designer need or that president needs. But then you end up with all the project the same because it's fulfilling someone else's desire or what they like. With us, what is the brief? How can you make it stand out? What is next? Show me something I haven't seen before. What is the element of surprise? Will I be surprised? Will the client be surprised? If yes, 100% go for it. Even if it's difficult to actually be done. This is the next stage when you start actually implementing the design into a technical package. But we never value engineer an idea just because it's difficult. Go for it.
Wow. So very pioneering, let's say. Pioneering design, you never say no, you just go for it.
I go for it, big time. Go big or go home.
How is it working with your husband?
Tricky. It's like fire, man.
Why is that?
Okay, we are different, and I always say we are the opposite. And I always say it, he's the gin to my tonic.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's very relaxed, very Swedish in his own ways, and I'm just Egyptian. Like I love speaking with my body language. I'm a bit loud. I'm laughing all the time, and I feel he compliments me a lot. But sometimes it gets tricky in business, because when do you differentiate between your life partner and a business partner? In a business partner, you need to learn when to say, I don't like this, or I think that wasn't done correct. So you have to just be careful to create boxes in your head that this is my husband, and now the other box, this is my business partner. And both of you have to learn to actually be honest, and you have to learn to be able to speak about business and don't take it home, and then have a great time together.
When you guys are involved in a project together, how do you decide which? I would imagine everybody has his own design style.
Yeah.
You know, how do you decide how to, you know, which route undertake? You know?
More is more. And I think with Alvin, he's less is more. And I think that comes again from the different personalities and culture. He goes for the minimal, and I go for like the more it is, the better, you know. And I think the clients appreciate it, because we get clients asking for Alban to be on their project, and I say like, you know. And there are
leaving the queen out.
You're leaving me.
No.
But then there are the clients that come and say, we would appreciate if Marie lead our project, and I think she's fine with it as well. I think diversity, this is what we bring. Diversity, and this is why the profile looks very different. Every project is super different, because again, it's not as well Alban and Marie show only. There is a huge team behind us, so you get the associate designing, the senior who is designing, and they shine. Yes, we're still leading every project, but every single personality is a persona in the office. We're designing 16 restaurants in Saudi at the moment. And every time, and I will show it to you tonight, when we just see every restaurant, how it looks, you could never tell this is the same design studio.
Wow.
Yeah, totally different, totally.
So you truly embrace the powerhouse of East and West, you know, I mean, between you and Albin, you know, I mean,
I think
the
so.
two come together, and an explosion of colors, emotions, and
everything.
Which is brilliant. And you introduce an interesting diversity.
Yes.
Talking about the industry in general, how do you think the design industry is doing in terms of gender equality, diversity, inclusion? What's your opinion?
Tricky. Will that be on camera?
Always.
Okay, I actually believe that COVID, as much as people been a bit upset of it, yes, of course it is not good as COVID, but actually it's accelerated the design business a bit. It was the catalyst of some change. Like it almost like the business industry or the design business industry needed that something happen to say let's change. I think with COVID it helped people to be more focused on the experience. And people, because they haven't been traveling for the past 2 years, so now when they are even selecting the hotel, they are extremely criticizing where they're going to stay, and that almost helped the operators of actually seeing their brands. Will it get our guest back or not?
Interesting.
Before COVID, everyone was traveling. You travel at least 9 times per year, 6 times per year, and you feel like, okay, the hotel wasn't great, next time. Now, before you travel, because you know what you're going through in the airport, that trip has to be amazing. And I think the operator realized that the hotel cannot just be beige and brown and ivory and antique mirror and bronze and the typical everywhere. What is the experience? What is the memory? What is the sustainability behind it? Because everyone is actually asking, how is that sustainable? Does it have wellness facility? Is it in the basement floor or actually a proper gym? Is the gym have an experience or a few machines left on the floor? So the hotel, not as before, it's almost like a destination within the journey, not just a place that we will just sleep in and all day we're out. No, it is a destination within the journey.
You went straight from my question of gender equality to design. You
because I don't want to make women or men feel bad. I think actually women are doing way better than men, I think.
Well, we love that. That's the first one that says it as it is.
As it is. I think.
Yes.
I don't think. I believe if you actually see now, because sometimes as well as women we say like, yeah, gender equality. I actually think poor men. I think we're doing way, way better than them, and not in a bad way, but I think we are standing out. We are in every meeting, we are leaders, and I cannot play the victim. We are doing well, and it should be like this.
Well, I've always said that it is a man problem, it's not a women problem.
Absolutely.
Because if you cannot fight them, you have to join them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And at the moment, they're doing the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're
no,
fighting them, which is not, it shouldn't be like that. But talking about another aspect that I know is very dear to your heart, you know what I mean? We've done so many episodes of, you know, the podcast, and I was shocked to learn that some of your peers, you know, I mean, within the brief from the client, sustainability don't appear anywhere. You know, again, how important is sustainability in design, in your opinion?
I think sustainability definition, I think what makes it tricky for people, when you say to someone sustainable, especially with young designers, they think, or I wouldn't say young, they just started the business, or somehow with the established designers, they feel like, oh, it's boring, sustainability, boring. But then you are not aware of what is sustainable, what is sustainability actually. So in Bergman office, we are 100% sustainable. I wouldn't say 100%, 90% sustainable, and that becomes from the different backgrounds and the almost different projects we're leading, such as super yachts. So we learn a lot about sustainability because you are in the ocean. We always work with BREEAM, but to the highest of the highest point, not just to tick a box. How are you sustainable in your approach? Who are you specifying? Where is the stone coming from? Where is the timber coming from? Are you using even a building, an existing building, and refurbishing the building, or are you taking a new build? That is part of sustainability. Are you using a recycled material? Do you say sometimes no to things that unsustainable? It's the 4 R's, you know, the refuse, reuse, recycle, reinvent. I think just ask yourself a question, and every project you will find yourself digging into more sustainability and making it fun. Most of our projects are sustainable. I don't think they look boring. I think they look absolutely stunning and glamorous and fun, and not as people think of sustainability. Sometimes the definition is wrong in our heads. So we need to tweak it and then enjoy it and play with it, and we break rules and we make it amazing.
But do clients ask to incorporate sustainability in design, or is it more you that introducing the subject? I mean, this is where I find it very astonishing that it seems that clients don't ask about it.
No, we
in
get
general,
clients. We
how do you
have
find
clients.
that?
We have a few clients now that the first thing was actually more. So we're working with a Swedish group. We're doing 2 hotels for them, one in Brussels and one in Glasgow. And the first thing was sustainability. We have another client, Naomi Heaton, we're doing 2 hotels for her in London. Sustainability was key from the minute she made an acquisition on the building. The building itself is sustainable, down to the fabric on the cushion. Wow. Really. So that is big. It's sustainable and on budget as well, which makes it really tricky for a designer. You have to really know your resources. But then we have clients that we say, how about we introduce this? And then say like, but why? I say like, because it will look absolutely exactly the same, but good for the planet and good on your pocket as well. And then once you start speaking about budget, better for the client, they are willing to listen. You have to engage them. You have to as well add value to the client. You're not here just to design. Sometimes we find ourselves, you are the designer, you are the PR, and you educate as well. And you have to embrace it. You have to just be the leader of that project and put everything together and make it happen.
Staying within the context of design, I love one of your quotes that it was published by one of the major newspapers in the UK, where they did a fantastic 2 pages of Marie Soliman tips for interior design. And you said, you know, which is, I found the remarkable sticking here.
Let's see.
The art is the lipstick of the place.
Yes. Start with the art.
beautiful, because we always say as manufacturer the furniture is the dress of the hotel.
Yes.
And you say you put the lipstick on. So do you think that actually interior designer give enough importance of the quality, the type, the shape of the art that goes into a design?
Should I be frank?
Of course, you need to be Marie Soliman, not Frank.
I think for the past, before we started Bergman, art somehow was left to the last month, 2 weeks, and then we ran out of budget, and then what do we do? And then you get, no offense, but like, yeah, let's grab the prints from China or whatever, because you need fillers. And one project that maybe the client is aware, that is the one client that would say, no, art is important, let's focus on the art, but that is rare. With Bergman, we start with the art. And art doesn't have to be a canvas or framed canvas. Art could be a sculpture, and it has a story, and actually you name the whole F&B or restaurant or bar around that piece of art. That is an art. Art could be a massive sculptural, that will be the staircase. That is the art. What I say, concept is not pretty images put together. Start with the art. See how do you want to look as a woman. If I'm wearing red lipstick, I know that, okay, red lipstick, I will be wearing either white or black, eyeliners, and this is the look if I want to look neutral. Deal with the space exactly the same, or think of the space exactly the same. Start with the art. What is the focal point? What is the wow factor? What will grab people to actually say, I haven't seen this before? You have to pick on that art in a room. If the whole room is looking bland, it doesn't work.
There's no soul.
There is no soul, there is no memory. You will literally move and will not leave a comment. Be the lady in red as interior designer.
Wow. It's, it's talking to you, Mary, is incredible.
Thank you.
It's
just because I use my
you
head
get
a lot.
goosebumps all the time, when you're talking about, you inspired all of us, with that. I can imagine a design, even by talking to you. But let's dive deep into Bergman Design House, and I have a question. So, for the people that don't know out there, there is Bergman Interiors.
Yes.
So, full interior design. We have North by
Bergman,
which is super yacht design.
Only,
Then, help me out on that.
And then we have the Black Berg collection.
Sure. Wow.
And that started because clients ask us to basically start selling our furniture that we design for other projects. So one by one, and then my Instagram is really full with things like, but can I buy 4 of this, 8 of this? So we are launching our collection in January. And then
last but not least, exclusively to the Wood Couture Podcast.
Yeah, no one knows yet. So we are launching the Lund collection, which is Airbnb concept to actually show how we see hospitality. So if I cannot, or financially yet, I'm not able to say I'm launching a hotel, so I'm launching Airbnbs. And every Airbnb will be very different, in a very listed building with stunning views or a very different experience. And then I will, or what we're trying to do, the way we design hotels, this is the way we are designing now our Airbnbs, and hopefully people like it. And if they like it, then in 5 years we launch our first hotel.
But let me ask you, how challenging is for design studios designing hotels and then going all the way to designing super yacht? Do you undertake each job the same, or what's the approach on the 2 scenarios?
I think the super yacht happened, first of all, organically. We never thought that we will be a super yacht designer at all, not to lie about it. As you said, we started as Bergman Interiors till COVID happened. And then our clients that we are already doing their palaces, houses, hotels, you name it, they started living on their super yacht. So the super yacht that was fun in south of France for a week, now it's not fun to live on because it doesn't work as home. It's a toy. So the question was, Alban and Marie, can you jump in and make it feel like home? Functional like home. So we started digging into the design of the super yacht world. And then it's almost, I wouldn't say very different. If you have, because we do residential, if you have a really good understanding of residential and functional of the hospitality world and experiences, this is where you crown it in a super yacht. You see what I mean? So a super yacht is a combination of functionality and residential.
Interesting.
And then you take it and you put it in the super yacht, because you have, of course, the engine room and the plant and the functionality, all the things that you're taking, MEP, lots of things, lots of layering of technical subjects, but you already learned this from hotels. And then you have the comfort, the fun of the residence, how you actually have your spa as well in a resident, very different than the spa in a hotel. So how you bring all those elements and put it on a super yacht.
It's unbelievable how you described, and you just said it in within your narrative. You described to the recent podcast with Clyde and Co. Super yacht. With the lawyer that
He created marine law.
Yeah. So and it was brilliant, and you said for what once was a toy.
Yeah.
So something that people with a lot of money buys for fun.
Yeah.
Actually now it becomes, some of them live in there. So
for 6 months, for a year. We have a client that was living 6 months on a super yacht, and we had to renovate it on phases. So he lives, and then we take it away from him for 3 months. We do phase 1, and then he takes it back, and then sail for 6 months, and then bring it back, and then we do the second phase. And it's really changing. This is now not just where he lives. This is where he lives, where he trains, because he is a fitness geek like us, where he works, where he's a creative person as well, where he do his all creativity and all the things that he does. So you find yourself, you have to really delve into his personality and how he lives his day to give him an office, a spa, a gym, a suite, and the experience of a toy. Because at the end of the day, he lives on it, but he wants the super fun of it to party as well. So you have to really understand his lifestyle.
Very challenges, and thanks God at the beginning of introducing yourself, you're like, yeah, but I'm not here, I'm not there. I think you are a thumbs up everywhere,
Thank you.
Which is incredible. And also, I want to ask you is, I know this is probably going to be a challenging question because everybody is trying to be politically correct.
Yeah.
But in all these years, is there a project or more than one that you say, you know what, we are so proud of that? It's incredible. Tell me a bit more, inspire us.
Tricky.
Or something that it was so unique. You say, you know what, I know you won a frame award, for.
Yeah,
this
that was
project.
actually the first year ever of Bergman. We could not believe it. We got on the night of the awards that they said our project got 18,000 votes, public vote, not judges vote.
Wow.
We won by the public vote, not the judges vote.
18,000
Yeah,
votes.
so in the Frame Awards, you have judges vote and public votes. And weirdly enough, the public vote voted 18,000 votes for our project. And that made me happy that night.
What project
thrilled.
was it?
It was BXR. BXR is, it was the first high-end luxurious boxing club in UK, backed by Anthony Joshua. And people just loved it because it was different than anything else in Britain and in Europe.
Wow. You never thought that a boxing club, modern boxing club, funky place, will win an award?
At all, but we loved it, and we thought, okay, how all the gyms looks like, we're going the other way.
Incredible. So what else? What else is it? Not your favorite. I know it's
no, favorite is hard. I think, weirdly enough, one of the most proudest moments as a project for us is a tiny speakeasy restaurant we did in Canada, Vancouver. And I love it because it's in Canada, Vancouver. It's very different. It's a tiny space that we got, and it was like a corridor in Chinatown. And the client is Lewis, and he said, like, I want to speak easy, Shanghai 1930. Think Art Deco, but think mafia, think glamour.
Oof.
Yeah, so it's not the normal Art Deco. And he just got my attention.
What a brief.
And what a brief. It's think out of the box. And this is where we started designing, basically, that Canada Vancouver Speak Easy. So we thought, like, okay, it's in Chinatown. Let's have like a dumpling shop, you come in, you order dumpling number 7.
Wow.
In order to go to the Speak Easy. And the dumpling shop called the Blind Tiger. And then if you ask for number 7, Then someone will come and say, okay, let's take you for a journey. Huge fridge door that you open, and then you have to duck really low, and then you come to the very high space where it's all real emerald and sorry, not emerald, malachite. And then you come and you see more than 60 phoenixes, and then the more you go in, the more the story tells about phoenix out of the cage, how you embrace the change. You can be whoever you want to be, and then you have the best ever drinks in Canada, Vancouver, and now we're doing a second speakeasy with a different story. So sometimes the project is so tiny, but the experience is so massive and so dramatic that makes it even one of the best projects in the office. No project is small and no project is big in Bergman. If it has the experience and the potential, we love it. Bring it on.
Wow. So if we sit here in 10 years' time, and you look back, what do you think will happen from now in the next 10 years for Bergman Design House?
What will happen?
Yeah, what are you envisaging?
I will be having my own hotel brand.
Wow.
And it's a plan with dates in my head, with how to do it. And you have to be like this in business. You cannot just dream. A dream is always good, but put a plan, put steps, put some dates, print it on a paper in front of you, and make it happen before the 10 years.
You should have deep inside you, you identify what is missing in the industry.
Yes, I do know. And this
Give us a preview. What do you think is missing in the industry? Or give us the secrets.
I think it's missing. I think people somehow, I cannot judge because, to be honest, everyone is doing their absolute best, right? But I think sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone, and that is difficult. To say, actually, I'm not doing this, I'm doing this, and you have to sell your ideas, both functional-wise and why do you want to change the creative side behind it. Get out of your comfort zone, shake it, make something happen. I think maybe this is why when I go to hotels, almost looks exactly the same, almost. Sometimes even not knowing where are we, what brand are we in, because it's almost like it's the same. I think this is what is missing, really. I think sustainability has to be a bit more higher on the rank. We have to take it a bit higher up if we want to keep traveling and actually enjoying our planet. I think that's it. I think that's it. Was I politically correct?
It was perfect. It's, the day that you will retire, let's call it the day you will pause having a crazy life, let's call it, and you will live in Italy.
Yes.
How would you like to be remembered? What legacy do you want to leave behind?
That she was fun and she broke some rules. She wasn't scared to say no in a room full of investors and usually men. Just to be fun, to be remembered that she was fun, she spoke her mind.
Wow. And if your daughter tomorrow morning, you have a wonderful daughter, by the way, and tomorrow morning comes and say, Mom, I don't want to work in design.
Oh, she said it already. She said it. She's absolutely, no, she doesn't want to be a designer.
How does it make you feel about that?
Sad, because I feel like, of course, again, as we said, we have Bergman Design House and it's going fantastic. And she said, like, I'm not even interested by the slightest. And I said, like, but why? And she said, like, because you're always working. And it was an eye-opener that she's always seeing me working. And she said, like, I don't want to be an interior designer. I will be a graphic designer. But that is not bad because I will get her in slowly but surely. She will leave the legacy. No, but I think I personally think Emma is smart, like math smart, and I think one day she will be something in finance. She's incredible in this part. Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised he's smart. Between you and your husband, you are two
Thank you.
creative houses, I will call it. So, and obviously we are sitting here now in the 51st floor of the Obelisk Sofitel.
Stunning hotel. Stunning hotel. The entrance is absolutely taken me by surprise. I think they really pushed the boundaries. I absolutely loved it. They used color, layering material, but they made it as well that you stop in the entrance. Even before you get to the hotel, They set the frame high. Loved it.
Which is a fantastic, comment, especially from you guys. They are very attention to details. It's great. But where we sit here right now, we have a view of the beautiful Burj Khalifa.
Stunning.
So if I put a white canvas in there, what message would you write on it? This time, it cannot be a tough question for you, Mary. There's no tough questions for you.
Many things. I would say a winner is a dreamer who never give up.
Wow.
Big.
So, dream big, yeah?
Dream big, don't be scared, do it. Everyone started somewhere. Do not compare yourself to others. They had their own chapters. You just started yours, but start somewhere. Don't look 10 steps ahead. Enjoy every step, and the step will make it even better for you. Just keep going and have fun.
Yeah, Mary, I'm afraid to say it's the end of our conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
This
you
was
very
wonderful.
much,
Thank you for having me.
Beautiful conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.